Okay, I just want to go over a rugby formation that we're going to call split set. Now, if you look on the screen right now, you can see that we have kind of a pretty traditional regular rugby set here. We got the backs to one side, and then we have the forwards in a scrum here to start a play. With this set, we're going to run this set when we are anywhere between the two 15s. So if I was scrumming anywhere between the two 15s, so pretend these are 15s, we could run this. Now, the closer we get to the two 15s, the less viable it is, but I think that it's doable inside the two 15s anywhere to set this. And the idea is that we're going to run this split set until the next stoppage in play, or until a turnover, and then obviously we need to match the opposing team's offense. So how this is going to work is I have my 10, 13, and 11 to one side and my 12, 15, and 14 to the other side. Now off the scrum, we can go either direction. We can either go to the 10 or the 12. So for the sake of this, let's just say we're going to the 12. Okay, and then we move on to a breakdown. Now you can see there that right away I pulled my 6. Okay, so the flanker to the same side as the 12 is going to come over and help out with the ruck, and then we kind of have our 9 in there as well. You also notice that what we have in that kind of second setting up for the second kind of phase out of that scrum, that I have my 2 locks and my 8-man setting up a pod to be able to attack on a forward ball here. Now hopefully we're moving forward and not moving back like I kind of demonstrated here for the sake of the screen. And so hopefully they can attack on that second phase, and then this we have a second kind of forward pod hopefully forming with the front row here, and so hopefully these guys can kind of form that after the fact. The idea with this split set is from that point on, our 2 forward groups can alternate and work kind of the midfield, and our 2 back groups can work kind of more on the outsides. We can still run regular kind of back forward calls from this. We can just choose to run either from the 10s call or the 12s call throughout this, and just run our regular calls, except we now have like a right and left that we can kind of do. So from there, if I had a kind of another phase come into play, you could see then as that kind of forward group hits that next kind of breakdown, then we have a kind of a second forward group with that front row set up here, and then we have our back starting to realign over here, one group over here, the 12, 15, and 14, and now the 6 included in there, loose forward. And you can see I've sent my other loose forward, my other 7 out to this side here. So I have a back group on both sides, and then 2 forward groups that are going to continue to work the midfield based on what we see. Now the purpose of this kind of set piece call does a couple things. First of all, number one reason is to kind of try and confuse the midfield and fullback, get them thinking. A lot of times teams will be backs right or backs left, looking for that 10 by moving my 12 and 15 to the other side. That's going to confuse them. That can limit their line speed. It could get them to not handle the kicking game properly and those kind of things. Yeah, so that's the basic purpose of this kind of play, is just to confuse teams, get them thinking things that are different, and slow them down, and so that we can attack the way we want to attack. And obviously give some mismatches in different areas if they choose not to match us properly. Anyways, that's our split set. We're going to run that between the two 15s this year. That's it.